Welcome to the press conference at the Macedonian government. You will hear from the Prime Minister Hristijan Mickoski and Mr. Goce Dimovski on the occasion of the new investment by Gentem. And then after that, if you have questions, you may take the floor. Thank you. Today we are writing a new page in the modern economic story of the country. It is my great pleasure to announce the new investment of Gentem, a global leader in the automotive industry, that in addition to the existing investment in Prilep, is starting with its plan for the process of expanding its production precisely here. Gentem, by this new investment cycle, is reaffirming what we are all feeling, that Macedonia is becoming a secure destination for long-term strategic and technologically advanced investment. The investment, in line with the business plan of the company, will amount to more than 30 million euro by new up to 300 employments. It is about highly integrated systems for the automotive industry by new technological equipment, automated lines, and modern manufacturing and production. This will significantly increase the exports by this highly technological production, enhancing our competitiveness in that regional market. And we are becoming a regional hub of Gentem for Europe. And I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to the director of the Directorate for the Development of Technological and Development Zones, Mr. Goce Dimovski, for the strong support in the entire investment process. And I wish to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade for his commitment and unselfish contribution to implement this investment. This is not just another investment. This is the driver of our economy. By these projects, industrial production is going up, new jobs are created, and exports are increased, thus increasing the trust in our economy and value of Macedonian knowledge. Skills is going up. Results are already noticeable and visible. Last year, we completed with the highest level of direct foreign investment, amounting to 1,255 million euro. Never ever so far has been such inflow of capital in the initial months of the year. Industrial production is going up, and in the month of May, we reached the level of 9.4% of growth of industrial production, which is not just words, but realistic figures, which is a result of the trust that investors have under this new political ambience. I'm aware that it would take an additional period to feel this in the real purchasing power of citizens, but we are doing our best to make it as soon as possible and make that period as short as possible. And I have to underscore that this is an essential difference compared to the past, where the previous governments spent time on corruption, and we are now creating investment and fighting for better future. We are fighting for rich investment, new plant, and every single dollar invested here, because we know that economy is not run by paroles, by mottos and credos, but by partnership and new investment. We are courageously moving forward and setting the grounds of the new model, investment model, where the Macedonian citizen is at the heart of the development. Gentem is another proof that we are building the foundations for the time that is coming. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Today, we are honored, together with the Prime Minister, Professor Dr. Hristijan Mickoski, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Mr. Timcho Mudzunski, to implement the new investment of the American company Gentem that is already working in Prilep technological zone. We are planning to have up to 300 new employments by this investment that will seriously increase its share in Macedonia. It is an investment that has highly technological production with serious added value that will enhance productivity in industry and increase exports from Macedonia. I hope that these types of investments are very welcome in our country, and I have to underline the fact that we have been working on this investment together with the Minister Timcho Musunski and Prime Minister to persuade the management of Genterm to continue with their investment in Macedonia. So this is one of those announced and agreed investments in Macedonia. If you have questions, feel free to pose them. Do you have any questions? No? To the Prime Minister, maybe? Beyond the topic? Yes? Please use the mic. Mr. Prime Minister, this morning Bulgarian media published that an agreement was reached between the largest European parties in the report we are expecting from the European Parliament, not to mention Macedonian language and identity at all, not to mention any adjectives or additional words, but to exclude completely these words, to go back to the manner in which these documents were written in the past. How do you view this? And what is the result of our lobbying? Is this a conducive situation for us, because not even Macedonian language will be mentioned there? Thank you for your question. We warned about this engineering that is going to be happening these days. For us, it's equally bad that the Macedonian identity and Macedonian language is deleted just as it was modern. It's literally the same. But what is important is that the tiny step where the committee mentioned both Macedonian language and Macedonian identity will remain in our collective memory, that for the first time ever Macedonian identity and Macedonian language in the capital of the EU, Brussels, this was mentioned at the heart of the European Parliament. And number two, once again, it was proven that it's not only about several hundreds of Bulgarians in the constitution, but it's much deeper than that. And everybody who manipulated in the past and everybody who was trying to persuade that it was for us to change the constitution and everything will be resolved should come out to the Macedonian citizens and apologize to them. And even the people coming from outside of Macedonia, both politicians and peasants, when they were saying justice and everything will be fine, they were not speaking the truth, and they were not having the slightest idea about how to run the politics. Unfortunately, all the events taking place in the past several years have brought us to this situation. There is a word that I wouldn't wish to mention it here. In a Taliban way, the Macedonian identity and language is erased from the EU Parliament report. This was done by Bujar Osmani, Bojan Maričić, Kovachevski, and so on and so forth. Yes, 24. Mr. Prime Minister, for tomorrow you announced a meeting to define an agreement with regard to the elections. Which municipalities will see your joint candidates for mayors, and how do you respond to the announcements of SDSM and candidates for mayors? Yes, tomorrow we are meeting for the first time, initial meeting actually, with ZNAM political party to hear their expectations. We will convey our messages. On Sunday, we will have the executive committee meeting of the party. We'll share what we discussed, and consultation with political parties from the internal coalition will continue. And then after that, consultation with political parties will start that would wish to join ВМРО-ДПМНЕ at the coming local elections, and we have a systematized pipeline of activities in the coming days and months. And when we have more definite information, we will share this with the public. As regards the candidates for mayors representing SDSM, I wish them successful campaigns and definite defeat in the coming local elections. Mr. Prime Minister, my question is about the right representation law and the methodology to be prepared. Based on which statistics will you base these laws and methodology, bearing in mind the latest decision of the Constitutional Court regarding the census, both resident and non-resident population? Yes, the Constitutional Court that was elected by the majority of the previous government of SDSM and DUI reached a decision to erase the methodology that was used by the SDSM and DUI's government, and virtually we have no realistic census with the applicable methodology. And now we are talking about data more than 20 years ago. That census of 2002, that is only realistic. This was what the SDSM and DUI's government was doing, deceiving the citizens, DUI, Albanians. We are addressing everybody, both Macedonians, Albanians, Turkish, Serbian, Vlachs, Bosniaks, Roma, everybody, literally, and they're addressing only Albanians. And therefore, I have to say the ones who were deceiving Albanians for more than 20 years now, that are the main reason for the fact why the municipality of Gostivar had 85,000 population in 2002. And now they have 26,000 fewer citizens for the only purpose. They will keep deceiving them in order to get in power. That is the only goal. Any other goal is a lie. And with whom are they going to have the government? According to them, the anti-Albanian VMRO. And it is clear that we will win, definitely, and we will get in power. And therefore, let us not believe those messages coming from the opposition, especially from the Democratic Union for Integration. They cannot make a better proposal for greater and better economy to bring about new investment. They tried once with the Green Platform, and obviously only the green color on certain notes has remained from that, by which they bought the malls and expensive cars. They didn't know how to make better quality education and healthcare. But the only thing they know is how to comment this. But they lied to the Albanians within these 22 years. From the poorest people, they became billionaires. And from 80,000 now in 2022, in Gostivar, we have 59,000 people. So that is the methodology. That is the essence. Mr. Prime Minister, what is going to happen now with the school in Nerovo after the decision for legalization of the land? And did you attend the session of AMP's questions? Yes, this is how we resolve matters directly. The government has reached a decision, and I will go in person there to congratulate both citizens and population there how to resolve the problems, rather than political messages and abuse of citizens' feelings. This is how we resolve issues. We render a decision and deliver a solution. Once the decision was made and resolve the problem, I will go there, and we are going to do our best to have the best possible school for the children, to educate them. Prime Minister Mickoski, when you mentioned the expansion, did you mean the SDSM parties that left the coalition Dom and the Pensioners Party, did you have any discussions to join you in government? Let us be patient and cautious. Everything novel will be shared with the public. Every single day, the Ministry of Interior is announcing that medical material production companies are abusing funds. Do you have any method to control these companies and together with the Ministry of Health revise all the licenses that produce medical supplies? Those cannabis that was caught more than 100 kilos in Strumica, which was a result from a movie scene. It's obvious that this cannabis ends up in the illegal market. We do have a plan, and very soon it's going to be implemented, and the general public will be witnessing how the SMNDU's government was behaving in terms of the licenses to be issued for cannabis production and how the ministers have behaved. And they had ministers both from SDSM and Democratic Union of Integration, from Ziadin Sela's party and Arben Taravaris, and everything will be disclosed to the public. There is enough time. Thank you.